The team will stay in Los Angeles. It will play in the StubHub Center. It will keep its team name, and we will continue to ramp up discussions that we've been having for a number of months with some investors. As you would imagine, there's lots of interest with amongst all those folks that are bullish about soccer in the U.S. and Canada. Obviously, Los Angeles is a great soccer market, great sports market, the second largest city in the United States. Lots of soccer stadium site opportunities. It's a great opportunity for a rivalry with the Galaxy. We really believe in it, and we're going to take responsibility to get it back to where we originally intended it would be when they joined the league in 2005. Just a couple of comments that might answer some questions that all of you have. The original plan, which we came up with in 2004 and executed in 2005, was to extend one of soccer's most venerable brands into the United States. The concept was to take a team that, in essence, represented, really the hopes and dreams of Mexican soccer fans, both in Mexico and the United States, and try to extend that here to the United States. The launch was at a time when we were really fledgling and trying to figure out the best formula for our success, not just in L.A., but really everywhere around the United States. It was our first round of expansion. As you know, they came in with Real Salt Lake. This was a unique ownership group in that it was a 50-50 partnership. And that in itself, while there was a managing partner, the Quay family, that in itself created challenges. Those challenges led to a mediation that took place last year where Jorge and Helica purchased the team outright from the Quays. But that in itself created a dynamic that was not positive, and one that Jorge worked hard to try to get back on track. Ultimately, the concept didn't work out. I came up with the idea with folks here at the league. I don't believe it was the concept as much as there was some executional issues that if we could do differently, we probably would. We still believe that an opportunity for a team to come in from another league with a strong fan following and execute here in the United States effectively is a good idea. And I think you're seeing those kinds of things happen around the world. I think 10 years later we know a little bit better about how to do that more effectively. I want to say something that I know I've been reading some of the things since we sent the release out. This is not a reflection at all on the Vergaras. For those of you who don't know them, what I will tell you is they are really good people. They're smart. They're creative. Jorge, in particular, was a huge believer in soccer in America and still is. He was one of our strongest advocates down in Mexico and helped in our relationship with the Mexican Federation. And at every time he had a chance to talk about the league down there, it was positive because of the great opportunity that exists for the sport here in our country. Obviously, they were involved in many things. Chivas Guadalajara is a big brand, it's a global brand, and that is a handful. OmniLife is a growing company and is a global company, and that took a lot of Jorge's time. And for those of you who have not met Angelica, she was the only female member of our board. We were proud of her and believed in her contributions to the league. She has become a bit of a global leader in women's rights and supporting opportunities for women in business. And she's just a really terrific person, and we're going to miss having them in the league for the contributions they made. They invested a massive amount of money into this and hoped, like we did, that it would work out. But now it's time to turn a new chapter here. That new chapter will start with us finding an ownership group. We're pretty good at that, along with developing a stadium plan, and we're pretty good at that as well. Our hope is to do this as quickly as possible. As you know, the other leagues that have executed this kind of a plan, the MLB with the Expos, the NHL with the Coyotes, MLB with the Dodgers, the NBA with the Hornets, sometimes it takes time to get this done. We're not in a rush. We believe in the opportunity. We're going to try to find a great local owner, and we're going to marry that owner with a strong stadium plan. The leading concept is to try to develop the site that we've talked about for many years on the grounds of USC, the former sports arena. In order to do that, the Vergara's needed to double down. They needed to probably get a local investor. They needed to invest a significant amount of money into a soccer stadium because they believed that it wasn't going to work long term to stay in StubHub, and all of that really led to them make the decision they were going to sell the team. They were out talking to a number of different investors. Many of them were local in LA, but some of them were down in Mexico and in Central America. At the end of the day, we broached the subject of purchasing the team from them and really taking leadership in controlling the process, both the sales process as well as developing the stadium opportunities. So this is not something that is unprecedented in sports. It's certainly unprecedented in Major League Soccer, but we're excited for the opportunity and rip-roaring and ready to go. So with that, Dan?
All right, we're going to kick off. Our first 5 questions will go as follows. The first question will go to Kyle McCarthy with Fox Soccer, followed by Grant Wall with Sports Illustrated, Jeff Carlisle with ESPN, Jack Bell with the New York Times, and Steve Davis with NBC. So we'll turn it over to Kyle McCarthy. You are first, Fox Soccer. Kyle? We do not hear Kyle. Carly, can we get Kyle live on our call here?
Is anybody on the call?
And Kyle, your line should be open.
Hello?
Kyle, we can hear you now, buddy.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, Dan. Don, can you go into some detail about the timeline of this process and when the Board of Governors actually approved this deal?
Well, we're in real time, Kyle. These things, they're complicated deals. You're actually purchasing the operating rights from an ownership group that had assets and liabilities and commitments and contracts. So this took some time to work through. Our board approved it recently, within the last number of days. Mark met with the staff and told them about 30 minutes ago. Spoke to Wilmer probably an hour ago. We're operating in real time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Our next question goes to Grant Wall.
$100 million reported expansion fee for the New York City FC team last year. Are you expecting a 9-figure deal like that from anyone who buys this team in Los Angeles?
Well, it's premature, Grant, to talk about what the team will sell for. But, the team prices continue to escalate. As I've said to you many times and to others, the league is working hard to try to create a more balanced economic system where all of our teams are operating profitably, and that hasn't happened yet. In this particular case, we don't yet know what the economics of the stadium project will be. Chivas is a team that is one of the clubs that does lose money, and in some years it's been a significant amount. So all of that will go into factor into what the ultimate price will be.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Grant. Moving forward, our next question will go to Jeff Carlisle with ESPNFC.com. Jeff?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Don, it's recently emerged that Stan Kroenke purchased 60 acres of land in Inglewood. Is he a candidate to either purchase the team or be involved in a stadium solution for Chivas USA?
Well, he's not a candidate to purchase the team. Those days for us are over, and we made a deep commitment to that. We have, as you know, Phil Anschutz still owns 50% of the Houston Dynamo, and if we can find the right buyer for that team to take out his interest, he would be happy to pursue that. So we're not interested in any other owner owning multiple teams, and Stan's been a great owner of the Colorado Rapids. I'm not familiar with what his plans are on the stadium site. We haven't spoken about that, but all these rumors that I heard that he was buying the land so that he could launch a second MLS team are unfounded.